And what's going on, guys? My name is Vecman, and we're doing a bit of a different video today. So, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I just got a record that I've really been wanting for a long time, and I'm super excited to have now. So, I figured, why not do a record collection video, right? We're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start with the 1 7-inch vinyl that I have, and then we're gonna go from the back of it up. I have a whole, uh, like, I don't know what the technical term is, like a carrying case for them, I guess. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first and the only 7-inch vinyl that I do own is the Hi, My Name is Slim Shady 7-inch single that got released last year, I think on the last day of Record Store Day. It's just a standard 7-inch single. It just has My Name Is on one side and Bad Guys Always Die from the Wild Wild West soundtrack with Eminem and Dr. Dre. I don't know. I forgot this thing even came out until the day of, and then I forget who I seen post about it. I think it was Olivia posted about it, and then I raced to my record store, and sure enough, they had a couple still left, so bought this. So extremely happy with that. Now we're gonna get into. I have other singles, but they're on 12-inch records, so let's get into the rest of it. So the first 12-inch record that I have is a Rockefeller Records exclusive album advance radio record for Memphis Bleak. It was for their first album on Rockefeller Records. I don't really listen to this much. I just seen it at a record store. It was $6, and I was like, it's a pretty old school vinyl, and I figured, hey, why not? It's actually in pretty good condition too. If I'm correct, let me see. It's a 2 LP. Yeah, it's in pretty good condition for what it is and for how old it is. I don't know exactly when this is from. This is from 2005. So overall, really cool. I like having these older single style records just because I think they're cool. It's a collectible item to have. So yeah, let's move on. And now into the first album, and the one album that proves that I am a stan of Eminem. Otherwise, I would not actually own this album. Revival. Revival got mixed feelings for. I would say when it first came out, I was really into it, and I actually did like the record. I'm going to start holding them over here because there's more space. But I actually did like the record. And then as time went on and I started branching out with my music listening, came to kind of discover, hey, album's just okay. You know, I wouldn't necessarily go as far as calling it a bad album. There's the insert. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just an okay album in his discography. Moving on. And to follow Revival up with another Eminem album, you got Marshall Mathers LP2. Great album. I think this album's honestly kind of underrated for what it is. I do like it. I do think, though, that this was like really when M picked up on the whole fast rapping type thing, which I think is okay. I don't necessarily. I think there should be something more to it, but you can see all the tracks on the back. Love Game featuring Kendrick Lamar is a hell of an underrated collab. Have the insert, just credits for the album and pictures of his old home and Dre and Rick Rubin in the studio producing the record. But yeah, great album. I love it. Moving on. So the next album that I have, I should preface ahead of time. I'll just show it. It's Eminem live from Comerica Park. Now, I'm sure you can tell already, this is a bootleg record. I know, call the fucking cops, okay? It's a bootleg. But this was a Christmas gift to me. It's just basically the recording of his live show at Comerica Park in Detroit. Just put onto 2 LPs. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty quality vinyl for being a bootleg. And then it has these black sleeves for the record, and I think, yeah, the records are just plain black. By the way, if there are colored LPs, I will show them. I should have said that at the beginning. I will take out the LPs for the albums that I know have colors. But if it's just a standard black pressing, I don't really care to show it. But yeah, it's a bootleg album. My opinion on bootlegs, if the album is findable, if it's something like Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly or J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hill Drive, don't buy a bootleg. Just buy the normal album. Really, there's no point. If it's something like Blonde by Frank Ocean or Saturation 3 by Brockhampton, something that has a super stupid price, just not really hard to find because they do limited pressings. I think then, yeah, I mean, if you're really a collector and you really love that album, go for it. And then in terms of albums that just aren't available on vinyl, fuck it. Moving on. This one I'll keep pretty quick. This is Breakfast Club soundtrack. Pretty simple. Great movie. Great music with the movie. I'm not really going to talk too much about it because if you've seen the movie, you've heard the music, and the music is pretty fucking good. Seen this at Walmart, said fuck it, I want it. Alright, moving on. This next one is one of my favorites, however, I am a little bit pissed about it. This is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy 3 LP by Kanye West. This is the deluxe edition. I don't know if it's really a standard edition, but I'll open it up and I'll show the inside. So on the back, the track list is in this really cool kind of like twisted art kind of like twisted font. When you open the album up, it's got Kanye West across it, and it comes with some extras. So here is just one of the records for the album. I'll save the main poster for the last one, but you can actually change out what art you want to be on the front cover. So this is the main album art that if you go on streaming or anything, this is what you'll see for it. It's actually on this like golden paper, which actually has the name of each of the art pieces. So that one is called Phoenix by George Condo. This one, which is like the collage of all the faces, that art is called Power by George Condo. This artwork with the sword going through the head, which is actually, I think, the single artwork for Power, and that's called Hell of a Life. Part of me kind of thinks that these names are a little fucked up because Power was used for Power, and then Hell of a Life is another song on the album. Who knows? That could just be me being too thinking of it. You have this one, I think also, there's a couple of physical copies that I've seen with that artwork. This one's called Ballerina. You have this one, which is another collage of the crazy face, more kind of printed on like a gothic, or more painted on a gothic style. That one is called The Priest. And then back to the main album art. This is what I personally leave it on because it's what you see everything else for, or it's what you see in terms of artwork for all the other releases. But yeah, you get all of those artwork slips, so you can pick what you want the album art to look like. And then you get a poster, which is a two-sided poster. So on one side of the poster, you have the ballerina art, cool little piece to hang on the wall. And then when you flip it around, you have Kanye standing there with all of the album credits. That's in terms of the specialty stuff with the album. And the reason why I said at the beginning why I was a little bit pissed off about this is the fact that my copy that I bought at Barnes & Noble didn't come with a disc 1 or a disc 3. So it comes with 2 of the same records in here. And I googled it one day because I was like, maybe I'm just hallucinating so bad, and they just did a really weird way of how they put the tracks on this record. But no, it just didn't come with one of the records. So I don't know, I bought it like 3 years ago anyway, so no fucking returning it now. Next one. So I'm gonna do these next 2 singles at the same time. These are both singles for Eminem, some Shady LP singles. One is Role Model and Come On Everybody, side A, side B. Other one is Guilty Conscience and I'm Shady. For some reason, the promo sticker on this one doesn't actually say I'm Shady on it, but who knows. But yeah, seen them both, and they both have the promo sticker on it still, from the album Slim Shady LP, and they were both, $4? Yeah, both were $4, so I said, fuck it, I'll buy it. Next one. Now on to my favorite Eminem album, the Marshall Mathers LP. This album is it's probably the album that like really got me deep into hip-hop music. It's just what you see on streaming now. I wish that I had the original authentic band artwork. I have the CD, the original CD with the artwork of him, like with the pill bottles and stuff that you'd find on streaming. But if you were to buy a physical copy nowadays, this is more than likely the art that you're gonna get with it. You have this on the back, just him sitting down, with the track list for each record, and then, yeah, pretty basic, nothing special with it. Yeah, let's move on. So the next album I actually have a bit of a funny story about. We have Eminem's Kamikaze album, and you'll notice I have 2 of them. These are both pressed on, I think, a olive green, I think is the technical term that they use for it. So this is the actual color of the pressing. It's like a mintish, like green, but kind of, I think they call it olive green. So the reason why I was saying that I have a funny story about both these is that I obviously have two copies of them. One of them is open, one of them is sealed. So originally I ordered these from Barnes & Noble, I think about a week or two after the album was released. And the open one is the original copy that I ordered. The same day that it got delivered, it said delivery, or it said that the package was delivered on the app. And guess what? It wasn't fucking here. So, about like, I'd say like a couple hours later, I ended up calling their support line. And they were like, yeah, like we're sorry about that. Like, we can send you another one if you'd like. And so about a week later, this one got here. But that same exact day, somebody from down the street comes down the street with with that package. So I lucked out with two. I'm sorry, Barnes & Noble, for stealing from you, but whatever. I ended up leaving the second copy sealed as well because there's really no point opening it. Next one. So the next album is a greatest hits album. It is Death Row's Greatest Hits, digitally remastered. Great album. Got 4 LPs, all of them containing classics. What do we got on here? You got Nothing But a G Thing, Gin and Juice. You have Who Am I? You got No Vaseline by Ice Cube, which I found pretty weird because Ice Cube was never signed to Death Row, if I'm correct. Unless you guys know something that I don't, please let me know in the comments down below. You got Dear Mama, Me Against the World, Tupac's all over this. You have Dre, you got Snoop, you got everybody that you could possibly want. All of the classics by Death Row Records on here. Now, one thing that's a little fucked up is when you open it up, you have a lot of like credits for the songs. If you know anything about hip hop, you'll know that Suge Knight was not a great guy, and he actually labels himself right here on the artwork as the executive producer, which I guess if you want to talk about as his collection, sure, but past that, no. This is also pressed on a clear vinyl, if I'm correct, and yeah, there it is. It's a clear vinyl. Can't really tell because my light's on it, but it's transparent, you can kind of see. So yeah, all 4 LPs in here are transparent. Great album. I highly recommend picking it up if you're into classic hip-hop and if you're in the history of Death Row Records, because great songs on this album. Amazing. Next one. So the next one that I have is The Weeknd's House of Balloons mixtape. I have to leave my hand there because unlike the digital version, it's not censored. But yeah, this is arguably one of my favorite mixtapes from the Weeknd, or it is my favorite mixtape from the Weeknd. Arguably one of my favorite releases from the Weeknd. I'd say it's up there, probably at number 1, tied with After Hours. This is an amazing album. I love this album. The back is pretty just standard. This is actually an original repressing from when they released the trilogy box set on vinyl. Hoping that I'm covering it. Okay, we're good. Great album, highly would recommend it, that anybody who does want it picks it up. On the inside, it's just a straight black insert, nothing special. But yeah, Weeknd's House of Balloons, amazing mixtape. Next up, we have another Logic release, or have we actually done any Logic so far? I don't think we have. Well, next up, we got a Logic release. We have No Pressure. Now, I obviously have 2 of these. One is the original artwork, the other one is the alternate version. There are some slight differences. Nothing honestly too crazy though. Basically, you know, track lists are the exact same. It's just this has this artwork along with this back to it, trying to not fucking break things. This one has this artwork on the front and this artwork on the back. The insert on the inside of No Pressure, though, is just like the orangish sky, while this one has that on the insert, which I think's cool. Also, this has a blue, like sleeve insert, so that's pretty cool. Great album, amazing album, up there with his other works, one tied for his best album. Moving on, and the next album up is another Logic album. We have Under Pressure on vinyl. Now, this is the standard album. However, I have heard some people say that this standard one is better than the deluxe one. I forget exactly why for some reason, but I feel like somebody said something about the artwork being better on this or something. I don't know. So you have album credits on one side, and then on the other side you have him just sitting there. It's all the thank you notes and everything like that, which is pretty cool. I would say when it comes between the deluxe and this version, this one is better to have if you own No Pressure, because I think that the artwork obviously goes from this art to No Pressure's art, where everything in the basement's broken. On the back, you have the track list with him sleeping over here on the couch, and then on the insert, you have a ton of Polaroid pictures, PlayStation controller, Xbox controller. There's actually, if you can also see it, an SNES controller here as well, and just a ton of pictures from the mixtape days and recording the album. So yeah, great album, again, one of his best. Moving on. Back to the singles, just for, I think, one last time, we have D12, Shit on You. And on the B-sides, Eminem's I Remember, which I actually didn't even know that song existed till I bought this record, and I listened to it, and it's a pretty cool song, although I definitely think it should be on the B-sides here. So yeah, nothing crazy about this. Get another promo record for D12's debut album. Great song. Eminem I Remember, okay song, nothing memorable. But yeah, moving on. Next one's a bit of a switch up from the hip-hop stuff. We have Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Great album, one of the best pop alternative albums, I guess you would call it. I think it's more alternative than pop. Albums of 2019, I think this came out. On the insert, you just have the song lyrics from all the songs on the album, and on the back, you just simply have the track list. But I do believe, if I'm correct, this is a colored record with a custom. Alright, we're back. I'm so sorry. My computer randomly decided, hey, we're gonna mute his audio and stop recording. And thankfully, I caught it before we got too far ahead. But back into Billie Eilish, because I did go a little bit forward before noticing, we have a custom sleeve with the label on it, and it's printed on this kind of orangish beige record. It's a bit of like an orange and yellow design to it, but I still love it. Amazing album, one of the best albums to come out of 2019 in terms of the alternative genre, and in terms of just overall in 2019. Moving on. Next up, we have Eminem again, the Slim Shady LP. I already went through this one in the other recording, but that fucked up. Just simple. You got the normal artwork on the front. You have the track list on the back. A little bit pissed off, though, because the corners are kind of bent on this one. And it's not a gatefold, even though it's a 2 LP, which kind of makes me a little sad, but whatever. Moving on. So next up, we're switching up artists again. This time we have one of my favorite albums from Mr. Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy. Great album. My favorite album of 2017. You have the generic artwork for the front, not generic. You have the normal artwork for the front. You have the B on the back. When you open up the album, you see you have Tyler on the inserts, and there's a little bit of text here that I'll read off to you because I love the gatefold for this album. It says, an amazing photographer and I took some sick photos for this album that were supposed to go here, but our agents or what the fuck ever said that it couldn't happen, so I relied on cell phone pics. Love you, asterisk, next time, sad face. Album photos go here, album photos go here. Yeah. So, that's pretty much all in terms of it. However, this thing comes with a sick as fuck poster that I absolutely love that this album has. So on this one side, you have song lyrics for each of the songs with custom artwork for each of them. And then on the flip side, you have alternative artwork for Scumfuck Flower Boy, which I really like the alternative artwork side. I also really like the, just the special artwork for the songs themselves. But yeah, that's the poster included with the album. Sorry if I keep looking up at or looking down a lot. My computer is officially not trustworthy after pulling that bullshit on me. And now we're all caught up again to where my computer stopped recording. So moving on, we have another single, old school Snoop Doggy Dogg, Gin and Juice. Now, as you can tell, the condition of this record is pretty poor. This is how it was when I bought it. Just pretty bad condition, but it's an older record. Now, the one thing that I was a little bit pissed about was I didn't spend a lot on this album. But when you look at the record itself, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. Trying to kind of get the light on it. There is some definite scratches on the record. It doesn't really look like my camera will pick it up, or my webcam won't pick it up. But this record is in terrible condition. I literally just bought it to have this because I figured it'd be really cool to own an old school single version of the song. Anyways, moving on. Now back on over to Logic, we have The Incredible True Story 3LP. It's a trifold 2LP. Love this album. This is by far, I think, my favorite vinyl pressing that he's ever done. I would open it, but records try to fly out because it's openable on both ends to get the album out. Um, but there's two LPs. It comes with a little sleeve, but I don't actually have it. It's at my other parents' house, and so yeah, Logic's Incredible True Story. Moving on. Next up, one of my favorite albums from 2020 have Mac Miller's Circles on vinyl. I pre-ordered this when the album was announced. I pre-ordered it on his website for like 35 bucks or so. It's like a paper, uh, like material, which I like. I think it actually kind of adds something to it, but at the same time, it's kind of easily damageable because I definitely had this corner a little bit bent up. But other than that, it holds its condition pretty well. Comes with a nice little poster as well, and it's pressed on clear vinyl. Let me take the poster out and show you the record itself. Much clearer, at least to the eye, than the Def Jam vinyl, but on camera, yeah, it looks a little bit more clear too. Yeah, you can see it's a nice clear record, which I think actually fits the album design and the album art perfectly. And then this is a poster that you get with the vinyl version of the album. On one side, you have all of the tracks, this nice colorful design. Other side, you got the credits for the album. It's a very big poster, if you can't tell. So yeah, this is one of my favorite albums from 2020. So happy that I actually own this. It sounds amazing on vinyl as well. And yeah, let's move on. So this next one, shout out to the amazing Olivia Renee for grabbing this for me, since my record store didn't have it on record store day, or well, they let a guy buy them all out. To that guy, fuck you. But yeah, we have Cherry Bomb by Tyler the Creator. It was a record store day exclusive. I think they pressed around like, I want to say 3,500 or so. Maybe it was 5,000. I forget how many. Limited pressing of this album. It is on colored vinyl. You have Tyler pissing in the middle of a field. You have the cherry bomb jacket. I don't know if I can show it all. Oh, well, the camera won't pick it up because there is some pretty harsh language on there. The album comes with this very nice styled art book. You can see it has the normal album artwork on there, and inside of the art book is also just the credits for the album. And so you can see it has the different art used. Back when this came out, I think the CD releases, you just got a random artwork from any of the art that's shown in this book, and you have all of the album credits for a couple tracks there. You can see they have the Cherbum artwork with some more track info there, and then here on the last page, you have the last piece of artwork with the final track info. And then on the back, Cherry Bomb. Very simple, very neat little art book. I like it. I think it's really cool to include as well with the album being a limited pressing. And before I put the vinyl away, it is pressed on a nice, kind of transparent red vinyl. It's a lot more transparent to the naked eye, but yeah, it's on this nice red vinyl. I love it. Looks really good. You can see it also has the cherry bomb face on the front. Both of the records for the this is the actual album. They also released the instrumentals on another vinyl called Cherbum, which was just the instrumentals, and that one had, I want to say, a pink record to it. I'm not too sure. So yeah, amazing vinyl. It's not necessarily my favorite album from Tyler. I don't think it's necessarily anybody's favorite album from Tyler because it's a very mixed and weird sounding album. But yeah, I also kept the promo sticker. I just put it on the actual vinyl because it's a really cool promo sticker and said, fuck it, might as well keep it. Moving on to the last and the newest addition to my collection that I'm very excited to have. And so I just got this literally like 2 days ago. I ordered it off of eBay from someone. Brand new sealed. This is Supermarket by Logic. I'm sure I'll put it on the thumbnail somewhere. But yeah, Supermarket by Logic. One of the hardest vinyls to get from Logic. The camera does not like how red the lights are making this with my color correction. You can see on the back you have all the tracks as well. Nice and neat. They look really weird with the color correction. Holy shit, it looks super bright red. On the side, you have Def Jam, Supermarket, with the serial number for it. Open it up, you have this very nice insert with the gatefold. And this one I'm gonna have to actually show both records because they're both differently colored. So record number 1 has the opaque red with the yellow label pressing on it. And then record 2 has this more of a opaque mustardy yellow to it, obviously, for the red and yellow text and style of the album on vinyl, which is really cool. Also, I'm sure if you are a Logic fan like me, you would know that this comes with a special little poster, which is also really fucking massive. And so, yeah, that's the poster. Here, I'll back up so that you can see it in full. That's the fucking poster. This thing's massive, and it's also two-sided, so it's also got the album credits on the other side. And that is the last album that I own on vinyl, and again, newest album that I own on vinyl. So to conclude, I'm not necessarily a vinyl collector. I just buy the albums that I like, clearly, and I get them on vinyl. I wouldn't call myself a super big collector. I just collect the vinyls themselves, and I listen to them on vinyl from here and there. I'm not like an avid listener of like I need the best quality, so I don't go and play it on vinyl. But I do like all of the albums in here. I have some kind of a liking or appreciation for. And yeah, that's why I own them all on vinyl. And so, yeah, that's pretty much going to conclude this video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button, because this did take me a long fucking time to record, and I'm sure it'll take me a long time to edit, and I'm sure future me will put a note up somewhere on the screen here of how long it took me to actually edit this. So, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support on the recent videos. It has been insane. And, yeah, it's been Vecman. Peace out.